get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. As always, he really do this thing. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame today, getting your champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man. Special holiday edition for you guys out there. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Before we even get started, Brad, how you feel, man? How you feel?
I'm feeling good, Book. I'm looking forward to the holidays again. A little R&R, a little downtime, with the family and taking some time off to get ready for 2024. Because, again, I know I've been teasing it on the show. You and I feel like I've talked to you in the last couple of days more than I've talked to my wife because we're planning every day about all these great things that are happening that we're working really, really hard on in 2024. So it's going to be a nice little cool down before we get hot again. Because already, I don't know if I can even say this, but already our show's almost sold out. The first show of 2024 for Reality Wrestling.
Why not say it? Why not say it? I mean, yeah, you can say it. I mean, we pretty much actually are sold out. So we're actually going to be putting out probably another 50 tickets. And then if we sell those, we're going to put out another 50. And if we sell those, it's going to be standing room only after.
But if we sell those, you can look through the window for $5.
We're going to get you in. We're going to get you in the building. We're going to get you in the building. We need the optics. That's definitely going to be a big show for us. Roxanne Perez making her return to Reality of Wrestling, taking on the interim Diamond champion, Mia Friday. So it's going to be awesome, man. I'm looking forward to just the aura and the atmosphere in the arena that night. For us, I don't know, man. It seemed like everything is taking off all at one time. We do got some big news coming for you guys regarding Reality of Wrestling very, very soon. So just stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. I'm itching. I'm like chomping at the bit right now, and with excitement.
Look, I'll just tell you this. There's 4 press releases in the drafts right now. Saved in my drafts. There's 4 for 4 different things. You know what I mean? That's how much is going on for us right now. And it's just a blessing to see the hard work paying off and to be wrapping the stuff up. And man, 2023, Book, this was the year that I think really for this show and for WWE and for NXT and Reality of Wrestling, everything just really went all systems go in 2023.
Not just us. Wrestling just has been on fire in general. Everywhere I've gone, fans have been so excited. Just like at conventions and whatnot, just been so excited. So for me, it just seems like I always talk about the overnight success. With Reality of Wrestling, 20 years. It's been 20 years almost for Reality of Wrestling. I know for a lot of people, it's like, hey, 20 years. Yeah, it's been almost 20 years for Reality of Wrestling. Got one more year. And then we would make that milestone. But it seemed like the work that we've put into it, it's been all worth it. If you ask me if I would do it again, I'd do it, 10,000 times. How much money I've invested in this thing out of my own pocket. It's been kind of crazy. I know Charmel thought in the beginning, she wanted to kill me, but then she bought in and boom, she even added to it, because the arena thing was never my dream. I never wanted my own arena or anything like that. That was Charmel's thing. She was like, baby, we're doing, so much. We need our own arena, and for her to push me towards that and then for it to come to fruition, man, I just want to thank her for, having that vision and motivating me to, buy in.
That was huge. I remember those conversations because for a lot of people don't know. And what's so crazy is there's so many people on the crew who don't realize we didn't always have our own arena. So many of the students now, they've just grown up in the business thinking, oh yeah, I guess every school has their own arena and television show. But I remember being off Winkler. And when the idea was pitched out, like, oh yeah, we're gonna look for our own building. I'm like, these people are crazy, man. How are you gonna find your own building? And then lo and behold, we had the World Gym Arena, and it was a great home for us for a very long time. And our new home, the Row Arena right now, is the best space that we've ever been in, with the best production and the best crew and the best team. And yeah, it's a 20-year overnight success. And it's not just money too, Book. I mean, think about how many hours you and the Queen and Kevin have put into Reality of Wrestling. The sleepless nights, the long nights, with getting ready and all those things.
Man. Yeah, definitely, man. A big shout out to Jerome Kerr for making it possible for us to have our own arena and to be able to do it as big as we're doing it right now. And like you say, 2024 is going to be an amazing year. I don't even want to jump ahead and, like they say, put the horse before the carriage. I'm trying not to do that just yet, but I'm excited, man. So guys, stay tuned. A lot of big news coming from Reality Wrestling. Like I said, this is a special edition, holiday edition of Reality Wrestling. So we don't have a whole lot of time today. So guys, you got super chats. Make sure you get them in. But what we want to talk about? What we want to talk about today?
Well, I think there's a couple things that we can definitely discuss. But one of them is, like when you're wrapping up the year, and this is one thing I actually want to throw to the fans that are watching right now on X and on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitch. I want to know what people think, like who's the male superstar of the year or wrestler of the year, female wrestler of the year, match of the year, because, we've kind of gone on and off of it throughout this whole year. We'll be like, oh man, they're really killing it this year. We've talked a lot about Becky and Trish in that cage match, or Gunther and Sheamus at the Clash of the Castle. And like, what is that match of the year? What is that moment of the year? And I think that I want people to super chat those in so that we can maybe read them off and decide who is, according to the Hall of Fame, the blank of 2023.
Yeah. All right.
But let me ask you this, because I know we're coming up on our first break, but I want to ask you, if you had to pick who is your, who, and you don't have to do one, but if you could name a couple people from Reality of Wrestling who you would say really put in a hell of a performance in 2023, who would you just like to tip your cap to?
I think the person that really stood out in 2023 was Promise Braxton.
Yeah.
Promise was, like every match, every show, every time. It wasn't a time that I was like, man, you need to work on this or you need to do this differently. It was never any of that. And it goes back to the Sherry Martel Classic though, with Promise Braxton. It goes that far back. Because she was the chosen one. She was handpicked to win, and she lost. And I remember at the end of that match, she was sitting on the floor and she was just crying. The camera was right in her face, and she was just crying. And I remember we went to the back, and she goes, "Book, I think I'm really beginning to get it." And I go, "Wow!" In her greatest loss, she told me that she's finally beginning to get it, and I go, "Wow, man, that's exactly what I needed. That was the answer that I was looking for." And but 2023 would definitely be the year of Promise Braxton.
Yeah, that one's a hard one for me to disagree with. I mean, I love Promise to death already, just as a human being. But as far as her in-ring performance, she stood out head and shoulders above so many. And her match with Ivy Nile was just phenomenal. It was perfect, as much as it can be in pro wrestling. Her series of matches with Gigi Ray for the Reality Wrestling Women's Championship have been phenomenal. And right now she's ending the year in the land of the rising sun, along with Gigi, getting to show the entire world how great she is, and she's one of Reality Wrestling's best.
Yeah. Ruthless Ryan Davison. I went down to the school last night, and Ruthless Ryan Davison made his return back to the States, and I was talking about him over there hanging out in Roppongi. He's like, "Man, how'd you know I was in Roppongi?" I'm like, "You've posted photos all over the place. What are you talking about?" But no, I was glad to see
Was he
him.
wearing his jacket? Was he wearing his
No,
jacket?
he was wearing his jacket. He was just in the gym training, man. He was just in the gym training. He was there. Brian Keith, the bounty hunter. He was there. Ninja Mac? Ninja Mac.
Ninja Mac, what up, Ninja?
Oh man, Ninja Mac, man, one of the best out there, man. He was back in the gym training with all of the students, and we probably had about, I don't know, maybe 25 guys in the gym last night training.
Wow.
So everybody's got the memo. If you ain't in the gym training, you don't even think about showing up on show day.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I know. I think
We gotta take a break. We gotta take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. The Hall of Fame podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. What's up, everybody? It's your man, Booker T, along with my main man, Brad Gilmore. We're back with another episode, and today we want to talk to you about something that's incredibly important, especially during this time of the year.
That's right, Booker. You know, as we head into the end of the year, it's the time for reflection, joy, and sometimes for a lot of us, a lot of stress. The holidays can be overwhelming for many, and it's okay to admit that.
Look, this time of the year can be a lot to handle, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety, but we've got something positive to share with you today.
That's right, Book. It's therapy. It's a bright spot amid all the stress and change. Something you can look forward to. Something that can make you feel grounded. Something that equips you with the tools to manage everything that life throws at you.
And when it comes to therapy, we've got the solution for you, BetterHelp. It's convenient, flexible, and entirely online. You can match up with a licensed therapist who fits your schedule, and you can even switch therapists at any time at no extra cost.
The best part is it's so easy to get started. You just fill out a brief questionnaire just like I did. I went through the process myself. It helped match me with a licensed therapist who will help me and can help you on your journey to personal growth and well-being.
And here's the kicker, folks. You can get started today and receive 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/Booker T. That's right, BetterHelp. That's HELP.com/Booker T.
You deserve to find your bright spot this season, and BetterHelp is here to help you do just that. Don't wait. Take that positive step towards a brighter future. Hall of Fame podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp, professional, affordable, and convenient online counseling.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I know the message is probably coming in on the board as far as male superstar of the year, match of the year, and all that stuff. But one thing I wanted to talk about, I was reading a story. Mercedes Moné has been on the shelf for quite some time. We've been waiting and anticipating. Where is Mercedes Moné going to wind up? And we thought, she was going to be spending a lot of time in Japan, but that seemed like that kind of like fizzled out a little bit. Does it feel like that to you?
Yeah. I mean, the injury definitely had a lot to do with that. And yeah, I felt like there was a lot of hype in that first New Japan match she had. That was really cool, really awesome intro. And then, it's just, I think stateside, it's not as much on our radar.
You know what? As well as I've been hearing that she wants a big bag. She wants a large bag.
Oh, wait, where could that be?
Yeah.
Who's got the money in wrestling? I just, who's spending long green?
Tony Khan got a lot of scratch over there. Of course, WWE got a lot of scratch, but she's looking for the big bag. But I just was wondering, does it feel like this? Does it still feel like you want to say Sasha Banks opposed to saying Mercedes Moné?
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, but again, that's how we were first introduced to her. That's how I've always known her. But whether it's Mercedes Moné or whether it's Sasha Banks, to me, remember when you were talking about Jade and when she was in AEW,
yeah.
And you said, man, this, I love Jade. I think she's great. But Jade Cargill has WWE written all over her. That was your terminology.
Yeah.
I feel some people just feel right in WWE. So they just feel right. And when they go somewhere else, it's cool, but it's like, it just doesn't feel the same. And for me, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, she is money. She deserves a bag, as far as I'm concerned, as being, one of the preeminent female wrestlers in the last, decade, I guess.
Yeah.
And it feels like she's WWE bound. I'm
You know,
saying it right now.
I said the same thing about Monet. I said Sasha Banks, whatever. I mean, however you want to put it. I said the same thing about her as far as I said, I just don't think she fit in AEW. I got so much heat from that.
I remember that.
I got so much heat when I said that. I said, not because that, I mean, she's not, that she's a better person, that much of a better worker or anything like that. But she spent so much time in WWE and being a part of that system, and then going to AEW is just going to feel different when she walks down that stage, when she walks down that ramp. It's going to feel totally different to her. As well as, I didn't think it was enough girls in the company for her to actually be able to work with, other than one or two girls, Britt Baker and who else? No, seriously. It was one of those type of things. I was like, well, once she get through with Britt, who is she going to work with? She's going to get caught in a shuffle there. She's going to, find herself just spinning around, wondering, what's next, which I think is a lot of that going on in AEW. And that's the only reason I just did not feel like she felt fit. That's the reason I didn't feel like she fit in AEW more so than anything. In Japan, I thought going over there and doing that Stardom thing, I thought that kind of worked out because it was all women.
Mm-hmm.
You had no choice but to find somebody to work with.
Right.
It was a totally different feel working in Japan opposed to working in the States. But there again, also, and I was just talking about this. I was just talking about this one of my students, as far as, you can go and work in Japan all you want, but ain't nobody gonna know who you are in the States. Ain't nobody gonna see those matches, and nobody's gonna realize how big your star power is here in the States working in Japan. That's just fact. Stan Hansen was huge in Japan.
Right.
I mean,
but a massive star in Japan.
I mean, he was a massive star in Japan. Here in America, he was a star. But in Japan, he was a mega star. You know what I mean? So I feel like, working in Japan, you're only going to get so much out of a career because it's all going to be based upon your matches, not your star power, not, your merchandise you sold, not your action figures or anything like that. It's going to be all based on your wrestling and your wrestling alone.
And Sasha Banks is a great wrestler, and she would stand out on her wrestling alone. But there's so much more to the Mercedes Moné / package, right?
Not just that. Is that where you really want to, base your career? Is that where you want to try to make your money in this business as far as the wrestling goes? The wrestling is cool. Just say, for instance, playing the game of football. Putting the pads on every week. It's cool. It's a cool game. But just imagine what it feels like to be the owner.
Yeah.
Now you feel what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about more than anything.
Yeah, and this is the example that I would go to, and there's been other guys that you can use this example of, but like Honky Tonk Man was a great worker, when he was in the ring. I don't remember one move the Honky Tonk Man did except for the shake, rattle, and roll, right? Because you were just wanting him to come out and be the Honky Tonk Man with the hair, with the guitar. I'm just a Honky Tonk Man. That's all you cared about. You did not care about anything else. And he was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion for 30 years, right? Because he was over. The gimmick was over. And no bumps were having to be taken.
It goes back to how you want to make your money.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to bump and take your money, or you want to go out and entertain, showbiz. Every time I see Honky Tonk Man now, man, he's still the coolest son of a gun in the world. What's up, brother? You doing all right? Sounds just like Elvis.
And you remember when people got mad at Brock when he would have these like super short matches, and I'm like, look, guys, he's not getting paid by the minute or by the suplex or by the bump for that matter.
Oh man, it definitely is a protocol. It's definitely a blueprint to this game, and a lot of people just don't understand that. But back to Monet. Hopefully, hopefully we'll see Monet back in the ring sometime.
I feel like it's gonna happen
because it seems like she's been out of the ring for quite some time. It seems like it's been a long, long time since we've seen Monet inside the square circle.
Yeah, that injury.
And I don't know. And I don't know if that's because for me, I don't know if you saw the match that she was injured in,
Yeah,
but or if you just saw clips of the match.
I saw clips.
Exactly my point. So for me, it seemed like we haven't, seen Monet since she was in WWE.
I definitely understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Do
Yeah,
do it feel that way to you?
Yeah, I do, and because when we've both talked about it, like I'm not a huge New Japan Pro Wrestling viewer. I'm not going to say I'm not a fan because I've seen stuff that I do like, and I try to check out the Wrestle Kingdoms every year around this time of year in the first of the year. But yeah, it seems like it's too long. Seems like she's been gone too long.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope she comes back, man. Can you think about all the badass matches we can see again? And it's not like she was gone that long ago. I mean, what has it been, a year or so, a year and a half or something like that? And you never know. And the thing is, obviously, there's new regime in town. There's a different thinking in town. Maybe some of the issues that she was, not too pleased with before are no longer a factor. It says it on his shirt. Hell froze over, and CM Punk came back after 10 years. You know what I mean? There's a lane for Sasha Banks / Mercedes Moné, and I know I'm making a prediction. I'm calling it. She's back in 2024 in WWE. It's a done deal in my mind.
What about Trinity?
Well, I think she's still under contract with TNA.
I mean, that contract only going to be for so long. I'm expecting, right?
I don't know what the contract situation is.
You think we're going to see her back in WWE?
I think there's a chance. Yeah, I think there's a chance.
Well, I think you know what? The reason why I think there's a chance is because of what she's done lately, as far as going out there and working the Impact, wrestling thing. Not just sitting at home, not just waiting, still trying to learn more than anything, because that's what the Drew McIntyres of the world went out there and did when they left WWE. They went out there and they worked, and they say, look, I want to try to earn my spot back there. I don't just want to be given a spot. And seem like that's what Naomi, Trinity is doing.
Yeah.
So work out for her.
And she definitely been putting in a lot of work over there in the
I hate
Impact.
having to use all these different names too.
I know. I just called it Impact, TNA.
Bryan Danielson, it's all, I mean, Trinity, Naomi, Sasha Banks, Monet, Athena, what was it? Ember Moon. It's like, come on, man. Come on, give me a break here.
I feel that, man. I definitely feel it. I feel it. It's hard to keep track, Hard to keep track. I still call him Bubba Ray and not Bully Ray.
Bully Ray. Did Diva change his name? I know he got enough damn kids. He need to change something. He need to change. Now, congratulations, Dino. And he just had another, I think it was baby girl, another kid he just brought to the world. But congratulations, D-Bud. I think that's number 10. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Diva has been all over that Blue Chew, man. Strapping a rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon, man. But no, man, congratulations to it.
Now, some people, by the way, I'm looking at the chat. Some people think we're actually not live right now. We are live. This is not pre-recorded. We are live and in living color.
What are you talking about? We're not live. We're live. What are you talking about?
This guy said, don't say you live if you ain't live. We're live. What do you mean?
What are you thinking, man? How can we not be live? I mean, you kidding me, right? No, we're live. We're live.
We're here, man. We're here. Now, I wanted to ask you about this. We were talking about the Iron Claw the other day.
Yeah.
And I told you, like, man, I really liked it. There was, some things that were off, but for the most part, like, man, what a great movie. And I know you haven't seen it yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. Now, have you seen any of like the promotional pictures from it? Like seeing Zac Efron and how yoked he is?
Yeah.
They released these pictures today of the actors and then who they really played side by side. And I kind of want to see if you will tell us what your assessment is, if you think they did a good job or not. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So these are the Iron Claw side by side. So first, look at that. So you have the boys, the Von Erich family. There's Zac Efron, who plays Kevin. You have Carrie in the middle, of course. Do you think that they did a good job on these ones?
Not really. Not that great of a job at all. I mean, come on, how close can you get? I mean, the Carrie Von Erich right there, I mean, that's the worst one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And you know what? The actor does a great job of playing him in the movie, but it's just size-wise.
Yeah.
It's not a good matchup.
A little small, yeah.
A little on the small side. Okay, let's keep it going. So this is a Ric Flair.
I could dig that. Yeah, I can dig that. A young Flair. Yeah.
A younger Flair. Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The Freebirds.
That's pretty good.
The Michael Hayes, Derek Gordy.
Bam Bam looked pretty close. And then Buddy Jack, he looked pretty close too.
Yeah. It's pretty good. And this is Lance Von Erich, and that's MJF.
Wow.
As Lance. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then they're all the boys, including Fritz. That's a better picture. Still, Carrie was a little more yoked in real life.
Yeah, Carrie was a little more yoked. Yeah. David looked a little suspect too, right there.
David looks good. I mean, Zac Efron looks great. David looks a little bit, a little squirrely.
Yeah, like I said, a little suspect. But yeah. But no, they did a good job. They did a good job. It's a movie. You know what I mean? You don't try to look too far past that. Try to look too deep into why not this when it's a movie. So I get it.
Yeah, for sure. So, but I still encourage everybody to go out there and see the Iron Claw. Let's see. We have a super chat here from Loso Dolo who says, looking forward to seeing the channel hit 800,000 in 2024. And of course, Loso's been a member of the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel for 9 months now. So we really appreciate you. Yeah, we're almost going to hit that 800,000 mark. We'll hit it in 2024, but we're going to try to hit even more than that in 2024.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? I think a million's in the range. I think we can do it.
It's on the horizon.
It's there, Book. It's there. So what stands out to you though as a match of the year in 2023? Am I crazy for thinking that Trish and Becky should be in contention?
No, I said that match was, in contention of match of the year. I said this definitely could easily be match of the year. I don't know, man. Gunther's had a lot of good matches. this year. I've been, of course, locked in with NXT, so I've been really, really tuned in with Ilya Dragunov and all the stuff that he's been doing. A lot of great work over this year. Ilya Dragunov has given me a lot of entertainment stuff that I can really sink my teeth into and say, man, this is some really, really good stuff. This is some really, really good art. So it's a lot of guys, man. I'm not really keen on, like I say, locking in on, certain matches, but I just do know guys that's been performing this year, and those are the guys that stand out to me.
The match that we talked about earlier in the year, which was Sheamus versus Gunther at the Clash of the Castle, to me is one that's going to be on everybody's list probably when you talk about just a guy. Again, I think people forget what Walter, which is Gunther's former name, what Walter looked like, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I'm not saying that he wasn't a great wrestler because he was phenomenal, but I'm talking about body transformation and going from looking like, a wrestler to looking like a superstar.
Yeah. I mean, he bought in, man. He bought into, the system, and not just what we just talking about a little while ago, not just the wrestling. You gotta have the full package if you want to be like that superstar that's going to go down in history. There, where people are going to be talking about you, throughout the history and all the time. And I look at Gunther as being one of those guys to where when you walk up to him 20 years later, you have that same feeling you go back to as a kid and say, man, I remember watching you and Sheamus at the Clash at the Castle, go toe to toe, and man, what a match. You know what I mean? Talk to me about that's what type of guy Gunther is. So yeah. Guys like that definitely always shine, man, like new money.
Now, look at this. This is crazy. Look at this before and after. Are you ready for this? This is Gunther.
I really know. You ain't got to tell me.
But this picture is like really puts it in perspective. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And some people criticize him for getting in shape.
You are fine just the way you are.
Bro, I'm serious. Some people will criticize him for getting in shape. I'm serious. He's gotten criticism for getting in shape. That's what's really, really crazy. But I think right now, this guy's he's living his best life. He's doing something that no one else has ever done, as far as reigning champion longer than anyone ever have. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, he's done it on his own merit. He's earned that, and he deserves everything that he's getting. He's one of those guys that when you watch him, he makes you a believer, whether you know what the sport is or not.
Yeah, authenticity.
Yes,
is Gunther 100%.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of our channel members. Loso Dolo says a milli. That's what we're trying to get to, Loso. We're trying to get to 1 million subscribers, and we're going to do it with help with people like you. Also, James Weston, who's also a channel member, said, Merry Christmas, Booker, Brad, and Row Nation.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Couple super chats here floating in. This comes from Cheap Heat Productions podcast. Hey, Booker, love to have you on the show sometime. Live shows sometimes we aren't exactly sure what guests will say. Nothing but respect. Oh, yeah, I believe this is the podcast that Mr. Norris was being interviewed on. Mr. Norris.
We appreciate the euro.
Demarius Oliver says, tell me he didn't just say we not live. And John JID 999 says, what albums that came out in 2023 do y'all love? Is there anything that stood out like on a mainstream level that you've been listening to this year?
Nah, man, nothing. I hadn't been locked into my music like I used to, just because music has changed, man. Music has changed so much, and for me, it's really, really hard to get off into the music like I used to. It really is. A lot of it got to do with these studios and these record companies and these radio stations not having any respect for anybody that's listening to the music. So it's really hard for me to find an artist that I can really, feel and say, man, this guy got some talent. You know what I mean? Or this young lady, man, got something going for her, you know what I mean? Sexy Red.
Oh my
Is
God.
that who we talking about? Sexy Red. You know, some of the lyrics, man, it's just they aren't even lyrics. They're just a bunch of nothing, you know. So it's hard for me to get off into the music these days. It really is, and it's sad to say that, man. It's sad to say. I don't want to feel like one of these old heads that don't like music or don't like what's going on in the music industry or anything like that. But it's just the music, man. Like I say, you can't listen to the radio without hearing the N word 10 times in a song where they gotta bleep it. And
Mhm.
it's like, or sometimes they just let it play. It's like, what the hell's going on here? You know, so it's like, it's hard for me to want my kids to listen to
Well,
music these days, you know. But I know they're gonna listen to it, and only thing I can do is just try to educate them.
you got to be purposeful with seeking out good music. It's not like even when I was younger, you could turn on the radio and you could hear great records all the time. But like there still are good ones. Like we like Doja. You and I both like Doja Cat.
Bro,
Doja Cat's got
look
some
here,
good
look
ones.
here, look here. I know we gotta take a break. I'm gonna tell this quick story before we take a break. My sister called me. She goes, "Have you heard the new song with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion?" And I go, no, Billy, I haven't heard it. You should, don't let the kids listen to it. And I go, did you hear it? She goes, yeah. Well, I said, how the hell I'm gonna stop them from stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up? This Booker T, and winter is here, and you know what that means, trying to stay comfortable while you sleep. Well, I've got something exciting for you.
That's right, Book. We've recently discovered a game changer for a good night's sleep. It's called Miracle Made, and it has its new product, the silver infused bed sheets inspired by NASA.
Yeah, these sheets are no ordinary sheets, guys. They've got self-cooling properties that keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, thanks to NASA-inspired technology.
And here's the kicker. They're self-cleaning too. Infused with silver, these sheets prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them fresh and clean 3 times longer than regular sheets. So that means no more gross odors. Plus, they're all about comfort and quality. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the crazy price tag of other luxury brands. Trust me, Book, they feel as nice, if not nicer, than the sheets used by some 5-star hotel.
And just in time for the holidays, guys, these miracle sheets make perfect gifts for your loved ones. And who doesn't want better sleep and luxurious bed sheets? And guess what, guys? You get 3 free towels with your purchase. But wait, there's more. These sheets are designed with your skin in mind. No more sleeping on bacteria that can clog your pores. You don't want that. Sleep clean with Miracle.
Yeah, so here's the deal, listeners. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker to try it today or gift it to someone special this holiday season. And guess what? You will save over 40%.
Do it! And don't forget, guys, if you use the promo code at your checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and an extra 20% off.
And if that wasn't great, here's the best part. Miracle stands behind their product with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund from Miracle Made.
Hey guys, upgrade with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker and use the promo code Booker and claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Trymiracle.com/Booker. Treat yourself or a loved one this holiday season to a gift of better sleep. Don't wait. Try Miracle Made today. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up. We're getting close. We got any more super chatters out there? Any more super chatters?
No, none right now. None right now. But people are actually battling you on Sexy Red. Now you and I are in the same camp, but John JID said her new album is fire.
Look, man, I ain't got nothing against the young talent out there getting their bag, making money, doing their thing, But like I say, for me, it's just hard for me to get off into the music because they ain't talking about nothing but sex and cars and jewelry and just stuff that, just material crap. That's the only thing that the rappers talk about these days. And it's just hard for me to really, dive off into it. It's just me. That's just me. I was just listening to some Frankie Beverly earlier today. Go listen to Wheel One. Go listen to Wheel One. And I mean, just listen to the music. Or, you go back and listen to some old Pac,
Yeah, Better Days.
Better Days.
Brenda's Got a Baby.
And the thing is,
Your
it
mama.
wasn't just the lyrics; it was the music, also the sounds and the melody that brought me into a lot of those songs. I go, man, this cat, he really made me feel something when I listened to his music. Now I know it was a couple of explicit words thrown around in Pac's music too, but there again, it just wasn't thrown around just for a filler word. For a filler word, I asked one of the rappers, one time we had him on the show, and I go, why did you use the N word in this song when it really didn't need to be used there? And he goes, well, it was just a filler word. That's exactly what he said to me. It's exactly what he said. It was just a filler word. And I go, wow, you couldn't find another word other than that just to feel. But, and the thing is, he could have, but that's what everybody listening to, and that's what everybody's saying. So let me just throw that in there, and it'll fit right in. It's one of those type of things. I get it. You know what I mean? But we got to be able to change in order for us to other people to look at us, differently, and that's just fact.
And the material side of hip hop's always been there, right? But I agree in the sense of it's seems to be that's all it is now. And I don't know. When you talk about Pac, or even talking about Big, or you could go back to the '80s to Run and Run DMC and Slick Rick, The Ruler, and all those guys. They had songs that were just about different things. I mean, I don't know.
Go listen to some DMX.
Man,
Go listen to some DMX, and he'll take you on a journey, man, because he's a poet. He's not just a rapper. I mean, he's a philosopher. He's not just a rapper. He's got so many different dynamics going on within the music, and you got to be able to, literally look deep into it and dissect it and go, wow, man, that's deep. You know what I mean? And then they'll give you some scripture, at the end of it. You know what I mean? So go listen to some DMX. And so for me, that's what I'm talking about. Is the music is lost now. It's just a matter of making money. And getting on, YouTube, flashing how much, jewelry you got. You've seen this guy Blueface, right?
Yeah, I've seen Blueface.
Have you ever heard any? I mean, I'm sure you've heard some of his music, right?
I accidentally.
Yeah, exactly my point. That's what I'm saying. There's guys like that are creating the music, and I don't even know who they are. And he's a musician, and I'm like, I don't know any of Blueface music. I've never heard one song really. And if I've heard the song, like you say, it's something that I slipped on or something like that. But these are the people that's making the music now. I was watching this guy on video, had his like 6-year-old son with him in the house, and he had like 3 strippers. And he's telling his son, come on in there, son. Come on in there and hang out with me and look at this. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what.
Well, it's this.
Right? It's what our young people are looking up to and aspiring to be, a Blueface.
Yeah. And it comes from these things, right? I mean, so many of the internet is just off, whatever. But you know what? But it's also like with the times, everything changes. Like wrestling's evolved in the same way the music's evolved.
I get it. Yeah.
Some of it for the better, some of it for the worse. Right.
Have you listened to some of Doja Cat's lyrics? I like Doja Cat. Some of her lyrics, it's like, why do you got to go there to sell the song?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, come on. Some of the stuff is just so graphic, I don't even want to think about seeing it.
Wait, you don't like bongos though? From Cardi and Megan? Bongos.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly my point.
Bongos. We like we were all there for the video. You know what I mean? We saw the video. The video was great.
Yeah.
Great. Shout out to Megan, the real H-Town hottie.
Look, man, nothing against women wanting to show their ass. All right. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing against that. Okay. I'm just saying it is to be put in perspective. You know what I mean? You ain't
Yes.
got to do it all the time for every song. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You know, back in the day, they had their songs where they would do a little bit of something in it, but nowadays it's every song, every lyric, every hook.
But also back in the day, like, okay, take like Salt and Pepper. They had some sexually explicit songs for their time. But like really, the most like crazy thing they said was right, your shotgun bang, what's up with that thing? I want to know how does it hang? Straight up, wait up, hold up. But it was still kind of disguised.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
It's like the hell with disguising anything.
Like, how big is your
Exactly. It's like it's ridiculous. Some of the stuff, some of the, excuse me, I'm about to choke here to death. Some of the lyrics, man, it's just vulgar and raw, you know. And it's like, man, I don't need to be hearing that. And I'm a grown man. It's not anything that I haven't heard before. No, don't get me wrong, but it's like, is that what art is? Is that, you know? And for me, growing up the way I listen to music, that's just not art. The way I listen to music.
right?
Like I said,
Sure.
when I listen to, you know, like I say, Frankie Beverly and Mays, Prince, Michael Jackson, you know, the music was just different, and I do understand. You know, we are changing in time. I do understand that.
Yes, but I agree too. Like, okay, I don't, and I know we didn't plan on talking about any of this, but like we talk about like the sexually explicit nature of, I mean, even Instagram. You can't go on Instagram or especially you know, prominent entertainers Instagram without seeing a lot of scantily clad photos, right? And you know what? It's those women's prerogative to post whatever they want. That's their prerogative. But I will say, I'll tell you why I enjoy Christmas, right? You know what the best part of Christmas is you look under the tree, you see all the gifts and they're all wrapped up and you don't the excitement is seeing what's underneath the wrapping paper, right? Like that's what once you see it, you're like, oh, it's a pair of socks.
Yeah.
Cool. But the want to seeing what's under the wrapping paper,
It ain't like
that
that
is
no
the
more, bro.
seduction.
It ain't like that no more. You know what I mean? Right there, it's like here it is. You know what I mean? It's all unwrapped, and here it is. Whatever you know, we got time to be messing around. You know, it's a fast world. I get it. And things have changed. I mean, you know, some of the stuff ladies do now, back in the day, it would have been, you know, frowned upon. Now it's just a regular thing. And I get it. The social
Some for the good and some for the bad,
some
right?
for the good, some for the bad. Social media has definitely changed everything. I always say it's a beautiful thing and it's a curse at the same time. It really is. That's just the way. That's just nature of the beast, though. You know, with young people, you just got to try to teach them, and hopefully, they won't fall in those pitfalls. Because man, that world, man, I can only imagine growing up in that world. I'm just glad me personally, don't have to grow up in that world, having to live by that that stigma of having that status of, you know, having followers or being a follower. You know, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Even though I was there at the tail end, like right when I got out of high school is when they came out with Instagram. But you know, I agree. Like we still went outside as kids.
Yeah. You went to the club, hung out. You know, I mean, I don't even know if young people go to the club nowadays.
I don't think they do.
I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
they go on their VR headsets.
Or watch the news. You know,
They don't do that.
that's what I'm saying. I even heard it was a criminal. Actually, the Craigslist killer. They was
Mm.
interviewing him, and they was like, you know, you haven't watched the news. Like, kids like my age, they don't watch the news. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a guy going to med school to be a doctor, but he don't watch the news. And I can see that young people and sitting down and at 10 o'clock at night to watch the news. That come on. that's something that's a relic. That's something that don't happen anymore. But it's just life. It's just life. It's just life. We've been talking about a bunch of crazy stuff today, man.
Look, sometimes it's the last Hall of Fame of the year. We're just letting it
That's Hall
all.
of Fame of the year, man. We ain't had time to just talk about a bunch of wrestling and whatnot. But I want to thank everybody for sticking around with the Hall of Fame, making the Hall of Fame as big as it possibly is. And guys, 2024 is going to be even bigger for the Hall of Fame. It's going to be even bigger for Reality of Wrestling. We doing everything big, and when I say everything, I mean everything, man. So I want to thank all of you guys for boom, sticking around, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. Brad, as always, for the heavy lifting. Appreciate you, dog. And like I always say, guys, we're gonna see y'all at the newest of the new year, and a happy one to you as well. Peace. We love you. We out.